Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars and welcome to another PlayStation review. Today I'm taking a look at Rollercoaster Tycoon 3 for the PlayStation 5. The complete edition, which means you get all the DLC with it, all the water activities, water rides, all that kind of stuff that comes with it. Essentially, you've got two modes to play with this. There's no online mode, but essentially you have got 39 scenarios in total on the career mode. So you'll go, if you choose the career mode, you'll go into that. You've got three different sections to choose from. You've got like your more typical theme parks, but with different themes, sort of thing. So you might have a Western theme or a pirate theme or a sci-fi theme, that kind of stuff. And then you've got like splash parks and things like that. And there's three different choices. And altogether, there are 39 different scenarios. And the scenarios essentially is you go into these parks. Most of them are partially built. And then you basically go in there, make them profitable, hit a few targets. And that will kind of start opening up the rest. Because when you first go into these different scenarios, there's about the first 2 or 3 scenarios on each section is already unlocked for you. But as you go into them and you complete certain targets, the others will start unlocking for you, sort of thing. I never really found it a problem to unlock the other parks in the career mode. And because the targets to hit are fairly simple, really. I didn't really find them much of a challenge. So you'll go in there, as I've said, you'll end up going in the park. You've got different things that you need to do. And for those of you who have played, the Planet Coaster things, Planet Coaster games, this is a simplified version of that, I think it's fair to say. Those are like the pinnacle in regards to graphical options and, how beautiful the game looks. And when you zoom right into the Planet Coaster games, how detailed and great everything looks. This very much isn't that. From a distance, everything looks fine. But when you zoom in here up really close, you can really see the differences between the two games. But, I mean, the price completely differently. This one in the UK, I think I paid around $24.99 for this. It is not, if you like, trying to compete with the quality of those sort of games that are heavily priced, in the sense of they're about £50, £60, that type of thing when they're new. So it's very easy to kind of pick up and play this. However, if you're not used to kind of park management games, you might initially struggle. It took me about an hour to kind of get used to the controls on this, because there's not much in the way of a tutorial, and what tutorial you get is all text-based. But once you kind of learn something, you don't really forget it. You've got like your left one button, which brings up like the park options. So you've got like how you can hire staff, how you can put up new shops, put up new decorations around the parks, scenery, different rides that you can do. And then you've got sub-menus within that. So when you kind of go into the ride section, you can kind of filter what kind of rides. Do you want to have the choice of all the rides? Or if you're doing like a Western themed park, do you just want like the Western themed rides? It's all up to you. You can have a mismatch if you want. It doesn't really stop you from doing that. Now, initially, you've only got like a few options available to you in regards to what shops you can put up, what rides you can use, because there is a research section here that you pump some of your funds into on a monthly basis, and you can determine what kind of research you want to focus on next. You want more shops? Do you want more roller coasters, more thrill rides, more gentle rides, more splash rides, all that kind of stuff, track rides? And you can pump your research into that, and then periodically, or every few minutes sort of thing, there is a new part of the park that has been researched. It could be a new shop, or it could be a new ride, or it could be any number of things, a new facility, and that's how you kind of expand your park and use different rides and different shops and all this kind of stuff to kind of grow your parks. And it all works quite well. Now, this does have, very similar to obviously to Planet Coaster, a facility where you can go on the rides as well. Now, as I've said, it's a bit rough. Because up close, this game is not pretty. But I like the option. I like the fact that they've given us that option that you can actually ride all the things in the park. You kind of go into like the settings, and then it's almost like you could sit in and test it almost. And it's really cool, to go on all the roller coasters and stuff and try all the rides out. It's quite fun. But like I say, don't be expecting graphical brilliance here, because you're going to be very, very disappointed, because it really does look very, very rough up close, this game. I like the variety here in regards to the lot of different themes that you get. It's not, it doesn't kind of pigeonhole itself. Each kind of park feels like it's got quite a distinct feel about the park. Like I say, some of them are sci-fi, some of them are pirate, western, all that kind of stuff. And I do like that. I like the way it's quite easy to kind of set your park up and, put your pathways in, decide where you're going to put your shops, where you're going to put your rides. And then you've got a very similar as well to other park games. You've got to put like your entrance and exit to each ride. And that works really, really well. It's not particularly difficult to learn all that. The worst thing for me about this game, there's two things. The terrain thing is not very good at all. I tried to I put like a ride in place, and you needed to raise up the path to get to the ride pathway. And I just could not do it. The terrain thing was awful, in my opinion. Couldn't get used to that at all. But it's not a game breaker, because I just don't use the terrain thing. I've not really felt the need to use it yet. So that was a little bit janky, to say the least. And there's some issues here with the sound. Now you can allocate different music for each ride, but when you kind of zoom in close, sometimes you'll get music, other times you'll get this weird silence, and other times all you'll get is like these screams of people on the rides. There's just something not right with the sound here on this game. It just feels like it's really hard to explain until you've played it, but there's definitely an issue with the sound here. Hopefully it can kind of sort all that out with a patch. But I mean, the scenarios will keep you absolutely entertained and busy for quite a while, but there's also a sandbox mode here as well, where you can kind of build to your heart's content without any restrictions or money issues or anything like that. Honestly, if you like park building games and you don't want to pay silly money for anything, you could do far worse than this one. I'm having fun with it. I think it's priced just about right, and there is many, many hours of fun and entertainment to be had with this game. I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10. I'm having a great time with this game. I know I will put a lot more time into it, so I'll definitely get my money's worth. So thanks very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed the review, and I hope you found it useful, and I will see you on the next one.